Imagine waking up every morning surrounded by the vastness of the plains, where the most impressive thing you'll see all day is the sun rising like a fire on the horizon, in a place where the wind whispers stories that only the mountains know. But amid this beauty, there is a place that defies the very notion of solitude: Lost Springs, Wyoming. Welcome to Lost Springs, the loneliest town in the U.S. What if you were the only soul for miles around? What would your life be like in this forgotten corner of the West, where the silence is so palpable it seems to have a life of its own? But don't get me wrong about what I said at the beginning. I think, like everyone else, I love to watch the sunrises. What I mean is, can you imagine living in this place? Would it be so monotonous as to not have something better to do? Well, stay until the end of the video so I can show you. In case you were curious, from the year 2000 to the year 2021, the population of this place quadrupled. Sounds impressive, doesn't it? Well, not so fast, Brainiac. Because in real and practical terms, in this period, it simply went from 1 inhabitant to 4. Technically, I was telling you what reality is. But when I tell you that it's a lonely place, I mean it very seriously. For practical matters, let's just say that those 4 people are the loneliest in the United States. Realistically, I don't think they even know each other, so it's not entirely wrong to put it that way. In this town of just 4 people, loneliness becomes your most faithful companion, so you better treat it well and be at peace with yourself. With empty streets and a silence that envelopes you like a blanket, every day is a challenge for those brave 4 who call Lost Springs home. But the loneliness here isn't just an emptiness, or it doesn't have to be. A friendlier and even more interesting way is to see it as a blank canvas on which to paint a story of your own. Far from the hustle and bustle of the big cities, each sunrise brings with it an unparalleled tranquility, where time seems to stand still to allow you to appreciate the beauty of simplicity. Rest assured that the people who live there did it out of conviction, so their motives must be really good. And while you may think solitude is too high a price to pay, in reality, you are surrounded by a natural richness that few are privileged to experience. From majestic mountains to endless prairies, Wyoming offers a lifestyle in harmony with nature, where every day is an adventure to be discovered, or a new opportunity to find yourself and reconnect with your inner self. And every night, a spectacle of stars that illuminate the sky with their radiance. Have you ever thought about that? I don't remember the last time I contemplated the night sky at its maximum splendor, without being overshadowed by the lights of the big cities. Well, after analyzing all this context about Lost Springs, it may sound interesting, this whole issue of living a quiet life away from civilization, focused on spirituality, personal development, or perhaps just being a hermit. That will depend on each person. But there is something that I keep wondering about this place, and I think we all like to have a quiet day once in a while without anyone bothering you. But every day? Another thing. How is the food prepared? Where do you buy your groceries? Who collects the garbage? Well, I did a little research and found out that one of the inhabitants is the owner of a bar and also happens to be the mayor. The economy of this town is sustained by tourist visits, although there are not many of them either. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, because in this remote place you can be relatively isolated. But not totally. You may even meet a tourist or two. So, now I ask you, would you dare to be the master of your silences in Lost Springs? Or would you prefer to follow the frenetic pace of the crowd, trapped in a sea of lights and sounds that never rest? The choice is yours. But remember that in the solitude of Wyoming, you will find not only peace but also the freedom to be who you are. In an increasingly connected world, taking a moment to lose ourselves in the vastness of solitude may be the greatest gift we give ourselves. Are you ready to discover and embrace it? Let me know what you think of this solitary place and subscribe to this channel to continue discovering the wonders of our country.